What's going on, people? So, they have this thing going on LaShawn Thomas's fan page on Facebook. It's an ongoing thing that we used to do back in the day called What's in Your Stash. So I figured what I would do for this vlog is just go through some books and show you what I got in my stash. A couple of these books I've had for a long time. So I'm going to start out with this first one. This is probably one of the most important books in my entire collection. This is the art book for the original Batman the Animated Series. And I probably had this since I want to say the 90s. I don't even remember when I got this. But like this, you can see, look at that. It's like falling to pieces. But this was the first art book I ever bought. I didn't know that you could get art books for TV shows in anime back then. So I actually bought this from a bookstore, if you could believe that. I didn't order this. I paid however much it was. I think I saw it, and then what we used to do is we used to go in the bookstore. If we knew there was a book we wanted, we would take it and hide it somewhere. You know, you'd take it out and go hide it in the children's book section or something. I don't know. Hide it behind something you knew somebody wasn't going to buy. And I came back and got this. And this book, I always was interested. Look at that. Every title card. I've always been interested in animation and wanted to pursue it and stuff. But this book basically solidified it for me. You know, being able to see the paintings and stuff, it lets you know that this is a product being made by human beings. You know, when you see the cartoon on the TV and stuff and it's all finished, it's almost hard to believe that people are sitting down and drawing that stuff. And this book really made it real. This book is also pretty much how I learned how to storyboard. I started storyboarding just copying Bruce Timm's boards. Even if you're just a fan of Batman, it has a lot of inside stuff and anecdotes and stuff like that. A lot of layouts. This is a pretty amazing book. It even has, you know, when they went and redesigned all the characters. So it has all of Bruce Timm's designs and stuff. So this is how, you know, I learned how to do model sheets from this book. And like I said, storyboarding, and I do little pages like that too, to this day. You know, just all this stuff I got and picked up just from having this book. But yeah, I've hung on to this book for a while. And it's yellow and falling to pieces and stuff. This book might be 20 years old. I've had it forever. Probably the second most nostalgic book in my collection. I think everybody probably has this book. This Groundworks of Fooly Cooly. This is, you know, I don't have a lot of anime art books. This is my only anime art book. And I think, I want to say I bought this at a convention. Maybe, or maybe I ordered it. I don't remember. But I remember when I was in college, they had this in the library. And just like with the Batman book, this was a big deal because it has the actual key animation in it. You know, being an animation student, being able to just look at how people are setting up their key animation, you know, their keyframes and stuff, was a big help for me. Just learning how to do it and stuff. It's even got the X sheets in it, which is crazy. I can't read any of the notes or anything, but yeah. But you know, Fooly Cooly, when Fooly Cooly came out, that was a big deal. You know, that's around the time when you notice my art took a dramatic shift. If you know me that long, after Fooly Cooly came out, I started kind of drawing like that. I think Fooly Cooly pretty much shaped an entire generation of artists, because it was really the first, for me, Fooly Cooly was the first anime that I had really seen where they were really pushing, you know, pushing the poses and stuff like that, doing a lot of the stuff John K talks about, where the characters don't necessarily have to stay on model and stuff like that, and how squishy they are and stuff. But this book, man, to this day, this book stays on this table Like, I had to go find that Batman book, but this is on my table at all times. Oh, you ain't gonna believe this. You know what this is, right? I think Calvin and Hobbes, man, speaks for itself. Somebody actually gave this to me. You know, Calvin and Hobbes, to me, is like the greatest comic strip ever made. Just like with that Batman book, I feel like if you just look through this book and study this, you will learn how to draw comics. Not just comic strips, but comics. Like, this is straightforward storytelling. Like, look at this. Look at that layout. You remember when they used to do that? On, like, Sundays, they would give the artist the entire page. Just even, like, the black and white stuff. And the continuity. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this book. It speaks for itself. This is, like, my favorite strip of all times. You know, they don't even make them like this anymore. This book, I remember this book. I got this from the bookstore when I was like in high school, trying to learn how to draw comics. So I think I got this before that Batman book. But this was one of the first books that I had ever seen where it was like trying to sort of steer you in the direction of doing not just like fantasy art, but like commercial art for comics and stuff. I actually haven't looked through this book in a long time, but this book, you know, this book, I think I had the Batman book, this book, and something else back when I was in high school. And I learned a lot from this book. It's just a lot of stuff to experiment with and stuff like that. And I also like that it has like sections on manga. You know, they're acknowledging a bunch of artists that I like as an artist of note. Whereas, you know, in my high school experience, you know, they didn't really do that. So, yeah, fantasy art and science fiction art techniques. Like, this really got my attention, seeing that on the cover. And I can't even tell you how much I bought this for either. But I bought it with high school money, so expensive for the time. Next, we got this. These are the designs from Gamma Go's T-shirt company. I actually got this from the Visionary Art Museum in Baltimore, from their crazy gift shop, if you've ever been in there. And like, you see how thick this book is? Like, it's crazy thick. And it's basically just got all their T-shirt designs in here. And it's good for reference and just looking at how they do their colors and how they simplify everything. And also for T-shirts. I mean, if you design T-shirts, this is a good book for you to be looking at. Because, you know, in theory, designing a T-shirt is not too different than just doing that. But you really got to sort of know what you're doing. And this book is kind of a good thing to have as a reference for that. But yeah, I haven't pulled this out in a long time. I like how square and weird it is. The most important of all the books, that Animator Survival Kit. If you are an animator and you do not have this book, you're hurting yourself. You need to own this book if you're trying to do animation, no matter what kind of animation it is. Whether it's 3D or 2D, you need to have this book. Richard Williams is like godlike level as far as animation, man. Like, if you ever seen like Roger Rabbit, if you haven't seen Roger Rabbit, or like the intros he did for the Pink Panther movies, where he's like rotating the camera and stuff, but it's not, you know, it's not a 3D thing. It's like he's actually animating it by hand. You know, this is a dude who came from the era where you had to be able to draw your ass off in order to be an animator. That's kind of not the case anymore. So if anything you want to know or learn how to do, this book will tell you. You know, timing and spacing. Two most important things that you need to learn, and it's at the forefront of the book. First thing he teaches you. This thing has all kinds of different tutorials on walk cycles. It's how to do an eye blink. You know, doing lip sync. Like, any question you could possibly have on doing animation is the answer to it is in this book. Like, this book I can't illustrate how important this book is. You know, if there's something I can't figure out how to do, like, for instance, this scene right here from Kerslash. You know, what's basically happening here is Paige is throwing a smoke bomb. So, I was having a timing issue with this, because, you know, like, have you ever tried to animate somebody throw something to the ground before? It's weird. I acted it out in the mirror and everything, and I had to consult this book and sort of figure out the timing. But, yeah, this book. You need to get this book. Yeah, I think even if you're not an animator, I don't know, maybe it would benefit you in some kind of way. That's pretty much it. That's all I got. There's the pile right there. So, yeah, that is the Kerslash vlog for right now. But yeah, I'm about to get back to work. I got like some stuff to do in Photoshop and whatnot. And it's like midnight right now, so I'm going to be up for like the next 8 to 10 hours. Leave a comment or also subscribe, and if you got a stash your own, you know, leave that as a video response or whatnot. And I'll get up with you guys. Peace.